Nathan Stanley, 27, male, Indiana. And he says, reality is all consciousness. You believe that reality is all consciousness? No. Consciousness is mostly memory. Memory is the past. Consciousness is not reality in that context. The now is reality. The now, activity, what you do, the effort you make in building, in doing, in accomplishing something, that is actuality. You see, a thought usually wants to replace reality, actuality, because thought happens in the field of the known being consciousness, consciousness being the past, memory. Consciousness acts as a virtual reality goggle. You know how you put these virtual reality goggles? We've spoken about this before. You put them on and you watch a video game or you watch a movie and you're totally consumed and part of the movie you become. I sounded like Yoda. And that's why you're so impressed with the movie, because your field of vision, the extent of the field of your vision is limited now by the goggle. And therefore you think everything that is in existence or in play is within the frame of your vision, which goggle has encompassed it, has limited it. So your world becomes what the goggle shows you, and you cannot see any point of reference from the corner of your eyes. It's all closed in. That becomes your world. That's why you're so affected by the movie. If somebody's falling off the cliff, you feel you're falling. If it's flying an airplane, you feel you're flying. And all that because your whole world has been limited to what you can see, and you believe that what you can see is the whole entirety of the possibility of visual effects or whatever exists in that scenario. Now, the consciousness is our virtual reality goggle. We each have put a virtual reality goggle on our heads, which is our consciousness. Our consciousness have limited the extent of the field of our vision and our ability to expand what it is right in front of our eyes. And we are limited by our consciousness thinking that the world, the entirety of the world, is what we have gathered in the field of the known, which is our consciousness. Therefore, our consciousness, in fact, limits us from expanding our abilities and our opportunities further than what it is programmed or included, collected, accumulated in our consciousness. Therefore, it is very important to have the ability to step out of your consciousness. That is when you become free. And therefore, to do that, you may want to pay full attention to what it is that you're engaged in that very moment of life that you're doing something. When full attention is on what you're doing, if you're looking at an orange tree, if your full attention is that very own orange tree that you're engaged in, then you are outside of your consciousness. But if you are not paying full attention, as soon as you see the orange tree, suddenly, by the time they recognize what it is, you start comparing it to some orange tree that you saw in the past, in somewhere else, in some other place, some other time, and suddenly you start comparing it, and then you perceive this orange tree based on what experience and knowledge you have of such thing in your memory, which is accumulation of the information that comes from the past, from your memory, which then means you're no longer here, you're in the past, you're in your consciousness, which is that virtual reality goggle at work. So it is very important for you to pay full attention to what you're doing in order to bring yourself in the same resonance level and time and space, and therefore you become one with the flow of the energy of the universe, and you're no longer in a different time zone. You're no longer in the memory, which memory is the past, therefore you're in the past, and you will be in the now, and you will be living and growing and learning and being outside of your consciousness, which then brings the actuality and reality to you as a gift, as a function, a healthy function of experiencing life. Now, the other way is also learning how to meditate. When you meditate, your mind will have a place to be, a home. Therefore, it's not like a gypsy flowing everywhere else, which is in fact in your memory, but it's trying to find a place of security. It's trying to find a home. It's trying to latch itself to something. And often we find order and security for our mind in images. That's why we create images, and therefore we live our lives through images that we create for ourselves and we create for the people that we are encountering, and so on and so forth. And that's another story that we can go on. And so I should cut it here short, because otherwise I'll go on for this